Hey friends, we are here at the Pumpkin Barn in Iroquois Park, where they have the Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular annually. We have just talked to 3 key players behind the scenes, and they have told us such fun information about this year's Spectacular. We know you're going to want to listen in. We are so excited about this episode. So tell us a little bit about, like, start to finish. How does all this just magically appear in the woods?
Well, there is some magic to it, but there's also a lot of work. Last year, after the trail ended, I immediately sat down at my desk and wrote down 15 pages of ideas for this year's trail. So my brain was already going. It takes all year.
Sure.
You know, when you finish, there's all sorts of T's to cross and I's to dot at the end of a season to wrap it up. We actually get it out of the park pretty fast. We're a small team, but we've been doing it a long time. Like, we can get this whole trail done and out of the park in about 7 days.
Wow.
But it takes us about 2 months to put it in.
Yeah.
So then you start brainstorming ideas about a theme for the next year. You bounce that around. You play it out. You want to appeal to so many different kinds of people walking down the trail, different generations, different backgrounds. You want everybody to have something out there. So that's a fun challenge to appeal to such a vast population. We have 110,000 people came down the trail last year. A large percentage of those people are from out of state, so you can't make the whole thing about Kentucky. We always try to get some Kentucky in there, though, for sure.
Little racehorse here, little bourbon there.
Absolutely. Exactly. Couple spires.
Yeah.
So then once we get a theme, then we do start talking about props and what the skits might be. Now, what I'm saying are skits are sections of the trail. We break it down into usually about 18 skits that fit within the theme. So there's areas. We have a kids skit. We always have a Halloween skit. We always include an in memory skit of popular culture people that passed away in the year. Since we're kind of close to the end of the year, people like to see a well-known face on a pumpkin.
That's a special part of the trail, I think.
It is always. People really like it, I think, and it's always kind of sweet to do those pumpkins, I think.
And you always have it. So we've been for 9 years at least.
Wonderful.
And it's always the in memoriam park. Memorial Park is in memoriam. The tongue tying all over that. It's always in memory. It's always at the end, and it has been, I think. And it's always kind of a nice way to wrap up and close out. I think I like the way you all do that.
We toy with moving it somewhere else, but when we're walking the trail, it just always does fit so nicely there at the end. We never make it the last skit, but we do end up, that's just a nice spot for it down there towards the exit.
So do you kind of have a cutoff date to where you get to this point, you think, okay, we got to make a decision now on this theme and start actually put it in place?
There are really, I can say with confidence, there are no ever firm dates in this business.
So y'all have to be very fluid.
Yes, it's a very fluid business. You're dealing with organic matter,
living,
so there's so many elements to it. Communicating with our farmers. All of our pumpkins are grown specially for us by 2 Kentucky farmers, Nick Darnell in Mayfield, Kentucky, and Jacob Sharp in Georgetown, Kentucky. And they grow these special kind of pumpkins for us that are beautiful to carve, and they glow so nicely. They know what size they want, that we like, and they can't do that specifically, but for instance, right now, believe it or not, this is a fairly sparsely filled studio for us at this time, because we have only gotten received one delivery from our farmers because we've had no rain. So he's leaving them in the field to get some more rain so we can get some more pumpkins. And believe it or not, these are actually kind of small also for us. So with this week of rain that we're having right now, we fully expect to get a semi full of huge pumpkins.
Hopes are high.
The next week.
Yeah, hopes are high. I'm sure.
We're excited.
I love that clear image you've given us of the organic that meets the creative.
Right.
Because when you have those two mixed together, I'm sure there are no firm things that happen. There's no firm schedules. It's all we're making it work.
Right.
We're getting it done.
Absolutely. That's what we do every day. You just pivot. I guess we do have one set day, and that's opening day.
Opening day, November, which is October 2nd this year.
Correct.
Now, so you all have a theme.
Yes.
You break that down into vignettes. You have
Correct.
a storyboard.
Correct.
This year's theme is
puns and wordplay.
Love that.
Yeah, it's going to be really, the word we keep finding ourselves saying in the studio is it's very playful. And we need playful.
Don't we?
Don't we?
Boy, howdy.
There's a lot of whimsy on the trail, a lot of playfulness. We've had years where sometimes we walk the trail and we're like, well, this feels a little educational. So let's bring that silly.
Let's bring that down.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually really beautiful, but sometimes we're like, where are our goofy pumpkins? People want to see goofy pumpkins.
Yeah.
So this is full of that. I mean, if you can see behind me, there's some good examples of that going on right now.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a skit that's just about mustaches.
Right.
And
must ask you another question.
I must ask you another question. Right.
Yeah.
Shave that for later. Yes. So between the puns and then the props and then the music and then the pumpkins themselves are the puns within the vignettes.
Love it.
And another wonderful thing about our trail is the rotation. So you can come more than once and see a whole different trail because our artists like to express themselves and get creative. And in a clutch, they can do the same pumpkin twice, but generally they want to switch it up even just a little bit.
Sure.
So there's going to be a lot of funny, and our artists are funny. They are multifaceted people.
That creativity on many levels, right?
Exactly.
So, give me the process. You get the pumpkin in from the farmer.
We get the pumpkin.
You go,
in from
that is going to be a bat pumpkin, or that is going
to be.
Like that. Okay.
No, what we have is a big sign-up sheet with the whole trail laid out on slots.
Okay.
We have 111 intricates on the trail at any time. Those are the art pumpkins that we make in here.
Like behind you.
Correct.
Okay.
These are the ones that line the trail that are on the podiums that fit the theme and the vignette specifically. Then there are the thousands of pumpkins that the background up in the trees.
So amazing where you see a pumpkin
we
up there.
have the laughing tree, the big section in the middle of the trail with the thousands of pumpkins piled on top of one another, which is, let me tell you,
oh my gosh,
going to be exceptional this year. Travis, my boss who does that every year, it's his project, has been working on it every day, hours a day. We just see him driving through with tree limbs on his cart. He's inspired, to say the least.
Love it.
I think it has like an arachnid vibe to it.
Ooh. So that one installation.
Yes, that installation
is how many pumpkins would you say are in that one installation?
We've never talked about it, but that installation, I would say it has like 800 or 1,000 pumpkins.
Yeah, I would say hundreds for sure.
Yeah.
And this year, possibly even bigger and better.
Correct.
Right, but that's like the installation of one artist alone.
Our founding father.
Oh, okay. It is
I can barely say he's one artist. It's Travis Rangner, whose father started this whole thing back in the 80s in Oxford, Massachusetts. And then Travis, it's just something that he loves to do. He's a great artist too, but we don't get him in here very much because he has so much stuff to do. But he always makes that section of that installation of the trail his passion project.
And it really is a centerpiece of the trail.
Oh, For sure.
Yeah.
Everybody stops
Yeah.
there. Everybody
It's
takes their
bottlenecked.
pictures.
You'll know when you've hit it on the trail
A
because
dance party breaks out. It's a moment to like kind of regroup and just be overwhelmed by the quantity of the pumpkins that we put there.
Thank you for sharing that because that's such a great. That's what we always try to get at is, the really neat backstories and things people can see when they road trip to a location.
Right.
So that's great. So artists choose their pumpkins.
Yes.
They sketch it out.
So we want our artists to be inspired to bring themselves to the trail. We do not ask our artists to make it look like these were all done by the same artist. Use your own style. Pick something out that you're excited about. I have a loose list, but I have a book with hundreds of ideas for each skit, so they could find something they like. We like a variety within the variety.
Sure.
So then they go around the room and they select the pumpkin that they feel like suits the image that they've selected.
Love it.
And it's weird when you become a pumpkin artist, you can actually see the image on the pumpkin with nothing on it. Like you can see Spock, for instance, from Star Trek. I could find a pumpkin that looks exactly like Spock with nothing drawn on it and then put him on it. So they draw it on there first, and that's what stage we're at right now. We're drawing on these pumpkins. You don't want to carve a pumpkin until the last possible moment, because as soon as you start carving a pumpkin, it starts to rot. And so we always try to have 2 whole rounds done in here before we open. And so then, and this is what we're prepping for right now, starting next week, it's carving time because we're about to open. So all the artists that did any pumpkins in round 1 are coming in, and everybody's carving their pumpkin. And then they get gutted, which is where they cut out the back and scoop out all the guts. I mean, that day is wild because they gut 111 100-pound pumpkins in about 7 hours, and it's wild.
What do you do with all the pumpkin guts?
It depends on the pumpkins. We have some pumpkins, when we get those big, beautiful Atlantic giants, those farmers actually need their seeds quarantined and returned to them. It's a competitive world.
Right.
They sell their seeds for quite a bit of, some sell them, some gift them. There's a whole community of pumpkin growers that, it's a culture.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating. And so those we have to quarantine and return to them. We do have some artists and people that come and grab some seeds to go home and roast. It's happening so intensely and fast in here that most of them end up in buckets and then and then we get a special dumpster to get all the guts out of here.
Sure. We have goats. Our goats love nothing more than a cast-off pumpkin or a bucket of pumpkin guts.
At the end of the season, we have farmers that come and get any leftover pumpkins, and they feed them to their pigs. That's the day you know the season's coming to a close, when the farmers are here picking up the pumpkins for the pigs. It was a little bittersweet, but I love they're going.
Of course,
somewhere.
Right.
So
circle of life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What else do you want to make sure we know about your all's process?
Well, our artists are paid, which we really love. They're all local artists. There's a lot of misconceptions out on the trail when I'm walking, when I hear people saying they think they're volunteers, they think people come from another place to do that. These are local Louisville working artists, and not a lot of people like to pay artists, and we're really proud that we pay our artists to come in here and put their beautiful work on these pumpkins. They all have jobs, they all have other projects, but we form an artist community in here when we're together. We all talk about what we've been working on. It's created collaborations that we work on together throughout the year on other things. That's why our artists continue to come back here, because we just really love being here together and creating together. It's a real artistic moment for us.
Yeah.
We really have a passion for it. We love what we do. We love working on this.
You all build some great relationships and art connections, I'm sure.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes. One day I have a little dream.
Oh,
I want to have a little summer event with my pumpkin artists so that people can come meet the artists and we can show our other wares that we all make. Yeah.
Love that.
I already have a name for it.
Okay. Do tell. Or can you tell?
No.
Cameras are rolling. How about next time?
Yes, next time.
There's always the promise of next time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Do you
for
have any
talking
other
to us.
questions for me?
You've been great.
Yeah,
You've given us
thank
such a
you.
good idea of how it all comes about. We appreciate it.
Good. You're welcome.
And so we are here today at, I guess, backstage, so to speak.
This is the pumpkin barn.
The Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular. And I think a good place for us to start is just give us a little background and history to how all of this spectacular spectacle began.
So in 2013, I actually had just joined the board of the Parks Alliance. Back then we were known as the Louisville Metro Parks Foundation. We've rebranded in the meantime. But basically the mayor at the time and the head of the tourism board at the time had this idea to bring the show to Louisville. At that point, the only place you could see it was at the Providence Zoo in Rhode Island. And the head of the tourism bureau was brought down here from Rhode Island to run Louisville's tourism bureau. And he convinced the mayor that we needed to have a Louisville Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular. So they shopped it around. They needed a nonprofit fiscal agent. And the story that we were told is that all of the long-standing nonprofits said, pumpkins in the woods? Are you crazy? No, we don't want to have anything to do with that. At that point, the Parks Alliance was made up of 8 all-volunteer board members, and we had $10,000 in the bank.
Oh,
Just 12 years ago. And the administration put the paperwork in front of us and said, we need you to sign here. Well, fast forward, probably after the first 3 years, we were turning a profit and able to reinvest some of that money into our public parks. Fast forward another few years after that, we had raised enough money from Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular to be able to invest in the organization. So I went from being chair of the board to the first employee. And now fast forward to where we are today. We have now raised, through our efforts as an organization, Jack-o'-lantern now just supports the operations of the Parks Alliance. And gives us some money to do smaller projects, but then we go out and raise money. In the last 5 years, we've raised almost $10 million to invest in our public parks. So we say all the time, the Parks Alliance would not exist as it does today were it not for this event.
Sure.
And we now manage the event. We have merchandise for the event.
Yes.
We do group sales for the event. Like the Alliance has taken over the management of it. And last year we welcomed more than 115,000 people to this event over the course of October. Yeah. So it is the lifeblood of our organization, allows us to do all the things that we are now able to go and do. And we now have a team of 7 people.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure a lot of people don't realize that this is a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And that all the proceeds go back into the
Yes.
parks.
Go back into the Parks Alliance. And you're absolutely right. We like to say a portion of every ticket sold is invested right back into our public parks, right? It is a huge event. We raise a lot of money. Honestly, it's a very expensive event to put on, as you can see from what it's all about. But what we net off of this event allows us to exist as an organization at the level that we do today.
So let's just recap those numbers. You all have around 5,000 pumpkins.
Yes, on the trail
each year.
Yeah.
And then you have about 115,000 visitors, or that's how many you welcomed last year.
That's how many we welcomed last year. I will say we went from 99,000 to 105,000 to 110,000 to 115. Gotcha. That's been our track record the last 4 years.
That's so impressive. I mean, we'll talk so much about like how it all comes, but it is not an overuse of the word spectacular.
No.
It's not. And I always tell people that. But again, okay, continuing with the numbers, and in the last 5 years, the Parks Alliance has been able to raise $10 million. With
to invest
this,
in our
yes.
Well, with
the support of this event.
With the support of this event, because this event helps us pay for our staff time, helps us pay for advertising, helps us pay for, collateral, helps us pay for all the things that we need to go out and raise the additional dollars. Up until the time we had staff, I mean, basically, we had Jack O' Lantern Spectacular. We raised off of it whatever we raised, and we picked a project that the Parks Department was doing, and we said, okay, we'll pay for that. Yeah. We are now a multi-million-dollar nonprofit organization supporting Louisville Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
And going back to the numbers, 124 parks and senior centers are served through all of this effort and everyone's attendance. It really is. And it, the backstory being that you all had the support of the city, the support of tourism.
Yes.
And that has really, we love a good success story, right?
Yeah.
And this has certainly been that.
Yeah.
We come every year. I was introduced to the Jack O' Lantern Spectacular 9 years ago, and through Louisville Tourism. And I have systematically every year brought new people and shared, just personally, not even through Kentucky road trips and Roadtripzee, not even talking about that, which we do share as well through those platforms as well. But, once you learn about it, I think it is one of those almost if you give a mouse a cookie type things, they may not ask for a glass of milk, but you're going to keep bringing new people.
Well, and we're also really proud that we are a Kentucky Proud event.
Oh, yes.
All of these pumpkins come from Kentucky farmers.
Love that.
And so we're an official Kentucky Proud event. It's very weather dependent as to how many of these we go through.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
If it is rainy and warm, they are not happy pumpkins. They, we laugh and say we are putting produce in the woods, right? So, but they get mushy and they don't do well. If it is dry and cold, then they can last up to maybe 7 days on the trail. If it's rainy and warm, it's more like 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And so the number of pumpkin, we typically go through somewhere between 4 or 5 rounds of the pumpkins over the course of the show.
Okay. And this year the show runs from October 2nd to November 2nd.
Correct.
Nightly.
Yes.
30 days
Yeah.
of pumpkins on display.
And it is pretty much a 24-hour operation once we open. So we'll have anywhere between 30 to 35 local artists on any given year. And those artists, some of them will come and they'll do a whole bunch of pumpkins. And some of them just really want to get in the pumpkin barn and do 2 or 3.
When you were talking about the effect of weather on the pumpkins and how long they last, I was thinking to myself, that affects the hours of the artist here in the pumpkin barn too.
Yeah.
Because they would have to, we need more people to come in and redo that pumpkin that was on display.
Yeah. You don't redo the pumpkins, you throw them away.
Right. Yeah.
You have to start a new one.
Fresh centerpiece.
Yes, fresh centerpiece. So what they do is they start off with these pumpkins like you see. They draw the pumpkins, then they carve into the surface of the pumpkins, but they don't put them on the trail. They don't gut them until the day they go on the trail, because that's when the clock really starts ticking.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Can you tell us this year's theme?
This year's theme is a trailway of wordplay.
Oh.
Jack's Pun King Trail.
Oh.
So Jack is the king of the puns. Jack is the king of the puns, and it's just a bunch of dad jokes and plays on words.
Love that.
Yes. And it's just all like one big dad joke.
Okay.
One big trail of wit.
Yes.
Yes.
Trailway of wordplay.
Love that.
is what
Love
we
that.
say.
That's going to be so fun. I can't
Isn't
wait.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we were talking on the way up here. You all have done such a lovely job of, yes, it is an organic art gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's in a beautiful location among the trees.
Mm-hmm.
We are big trail advocates. We are huge park lovers of all kinds. So the setting alone is just like, perfect for our enjoyment of entertainment. But then you also have like music.
Mm-hmm.
So you're also like inundated, you're surrounding us with like fun music that accompanies the theme of the area or whatever. And lighting.
Lights.
Oh my gosh. And that has progressively
Gotten better and better, hasn't it?
Oh, it's wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. And the atmosphere, like the people who are hanging out in line with you, because there will be a line and you will, snake your way through the amphitheater, which is lovely. And there'll be snacks and drinks and merchandise perhaps and various things. So it's such a fun atmosphere and everybody is hyped.
Yeah.
And ready to experience what they're about to. I mean, it really brings joy.
It is a completely immersive experience,
Yes.
right? And I will also say, there's now a third Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
But the ones in Rhode Island and Minnesota are both at zoos.
Oh.
This is the only one that is through the woods. And it is a very,
Very different
experience. So this is, one of a kind. The only place on
Really
earth
unique.
that you can see, the amazing artwork and the skits, but while you're in the middle of the beautiful woods of Iroquois Park.
Yeah.
And it's a gorgeous location. How long is the trail?
The trail is between a quarter and a third of a mile.
Okay.
We do ask folks to understand that depending upon what night you're here, it may be a decent walk
Yes.
from the parking lot to the entrance. And then you probably have another quarter of a mile, once again, depending upon the night, how long the lines are through the amphitheater.
Yeah.
We are, however, wheelchair friendly,
Yes.
completely accessible. And we do have shuttles that run
Okay.
throughout the event from the parking lots, and we can take you back to your car when you get off of the trail. So we do try to be accommodating for those that may not be able to walk that far. But wear your comfortable shoes. This is not something to come to in heels.
You're going to get your steps in.
You are going to get your steps
Yes,
in.
yes.
I will say routinely, those of us who work here in an evening will get about 20,000 in.
Oh, I bet.
And that's not even walking the trail. That's just being all over the place.
So on the way up, we were talking, how many people does it take for y'all to run a night here?
I would say, so we do have a lot of temporary labor that we need to use for the event. I would say on any given night, weeknight, we're probably at about 35 to 40 people on site. That does not include concessions. I'm not sure how many people they have in concessions. That's kind of a separate operation.
So it's like a small army.
Yes.
To make this happen.
Yes. And then on the weekends, that's pushed up by about probably 10 people. We'll have 16, 18 people in parking alone.
Anything else you definitely want us to know?
Yes. We are so excited to have Humana and Centerwell as our presenting sponsors this year. The work that this event supports of the Parks Alliance, the Parks Alliance does three things. We advocate for more spending from the city into our public parks. Unfortunately, our public parks in Louisville are woefully underfunded. We educate the public on how important investment in public parks are. And public parks are public safety. Public parks are public health. Yeah. Public parks are public education. You know, public parks are economic development. You know, they check all of the boxes. And so we work really hard on spreading that message. And then we activate our supporters to invest in our priority projects. So we raise money. Having Humana as our presenting sponsor of Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular, we say is kind of the good housekeeping seal of approval that public parks are public health. Yeah. That it's important for a healthcare company to invest in public parks and outdoor green space. And so we are so thrilled to have Humana on board this year as our presenting sponsor.
What a great endorsement.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, that's love. I mean, I love that. And it's another part of the puzzle that just feels good.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Well, I mean, I think for folks to be able to come and have this like amazing, family-friendly, immersive, outdoor experience that brings in all the arts, right? Like music and lights and sound and the incredibly talented artists that are our pumpkin artists.
And all the wit that's gone into the trail this year.
And all the creativity. But then also know that this is not just money that's going into a for-profit organization, that their ticket supports Louisville's public parks. I mean, you just can't. I mean, it's just the winning combination, right?
We think so too. It's always felt good to us.
Yeah.
As attenders.
Yeah.
It's a treat. I mean, it's a real treat. And you can try to explain it to someone. You can show them pictures, but it still doesn't do it justice until you come yourself and walk through that trail. It's amazing.
We are coming with our entire family on a Monday night. It'll be the first time our grandson has seen it.
Oh.
So we're so excited. He's just 2.5. So
he'll love it though.
He's going to be wowed. We can't wait to see his face.
Aww.
So thanks so much for being here with us and or letting us come to you in the Pumpkin Barn. It's been a lot of fun. So we have talked to Brooke, your president and CEO of the Parks Alliance. We have talked to Al, your chief creative that manages all of this here. And we're finishing up with you to kind of wrap us up. Telling us the things we definitely need to know about the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular for this year.
Yes.
So we've learned a lot about the numbers. We've learned a lot about what this does, not just for Iroquois Park, but the parks entire of Louisville, the Louisville Park system. We've learned about, the theme for this year and how it's going to be great, goofy fun.
Yes.
We've learned a little bit about the backstory. So what do you want us to kind of finish up knowing? I think you all have maybe some special days.
We do. I think the biggest, if I were to give anyone advice coming to the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular,
we need it.
I would come on a weekday.
Okay.
If you're local to Louisville or close enough within driving distance and you can pull off coming Sunday through Thursday, you're going to beat the crowd. You get a little bit of a discount on ticket prices. It's just, you can really get immersed in the experience. Take your time walking through, especially if you have littles with you. It just gives you a little bit more time to go through and fully enjoy the experience. So that's certainly a pro tip.
We love
I were to give any.
Pumpkin tip.
Yes. Yeah. And then talking about special nights, opening night we have the pre-lit bash. So you can join us as a regular general admission, or you can buy a pre-lit bash ticket. And what that is it's a special premiere event that we have still on site at Iroquois Amphitheater, but we have live music, we have an open bar, there's a dinner buffet. And those tickets are $75, but we have an artist up there doing a live carving of a pumpkin. So you get a little bit of a behind the scenes treatment. And the best part that's most appealing in my opinion is you get an escort to the head of the trail. So you're the first one out there for the season. So that's the pre-lit bash. That's opening night, October 2nd, and that's at 6 p.m.
Wow.
Those tickets are available. But if you just want to join us opening night and still be one of the first on the trail, you can get a general admission ticket for that as well.
So fun.
It's very fun.
Didn't know that.
Not many people know.
I love that.
There's limited quantity. We try to keep it to about 200 people.
Okay.
So there's enough room. You can mix and mingle, but it doesn't get swamped up there.
Oh my gosh.
It's really, it's an intimate experience.
I'm sitting here thinking about what we're doing October 2nd now.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
6 p.m. You might have plans now.
We might have plans now.
Yes.
Okay.
I think another special event that is really near and dear to us is Sensory Night.
Yes.
And that is Monday, October 20th this year. That's sponsored by PNC. It's a special sensory free hour that we open up the trail a little bit early. So that starts at 5 p.m.
Okay.
We let general admission start coming on about 6:30, but 5 p.m. we open a little bit early. It's just a sensory friendly hour. So we have low music, not many sound effects. It's still lit up on the trail so you can see, you get to experience all the magic. It just kind of helps with those that are a little bit sensory sensitive. So we have that on Monday, October 20th.
That's so fun. I love that. And where can people buy tickets, and where can we find out more information? Where can we see photos and videos of years past and things like that?
All the things.
All the things.
Our website is jackalanternlouisville.org. So you can buy tickets through there. They're on Ticketmaster. But for those that want to avoid the Ticketmaster fees, or you prefer to buy tickets in person, you can buy at Iroquois Amphitheater box office. If you go to their website, you'll see their hours that you can come buy tickets in person. But that is another pro tip. It saves you a little bit from online ticketing fees.
Okay.
So if you can come to the box office and buy them in advance, that's a great option. I will say my one recommendation is that if you plan to visit on a weekend, to get your tickets in advance, because we do tend to sell out. So if you want to join us Friday or Saturday night, get your tickets ahead of time.
I love the pro pumpkin tips.
I'm here to help the people.
And you all do have social platforms lit up across the interwebs.
Lit up. I love that. Yes. Yes, they're very much lively. Jack-o'-lantern Louisville, Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular on Facebook.
Okay.
We have different accounts on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, so you can find us all on there, but Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular.
Okay, love it. Anything else you want us to know?
I don't think so, other than we're excited to have you guys out here. We hope to beat our record this year.
Oh, and last year it was 110. 110.
Yes. Yes.
Well, we're bringing extras who've never been here before. We do it every year, though. Yeah. But so hopefully we'll get you over that over that threshold to increase the budget.
Yeah.
Right, for the Parks Alliance.
Yes. Trying to give back to the parks.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you
for allowing us to come. It's been so much fun to be here in the Pumpkin Barn.
It really is spectacular.
it is not an overuse of the word spectacular.
Yes, agreed.
When I share with people about what you all have here, that's one thing. It's my constant line. It is not an overuse of the word spectacular.
It's not.
It's not.
And you have to see it. You have to walk through it. Just the artistry, and that it's all, we get them sourced from local farmers and it's local artists. It just gives back to our local parks. There's a lot of magic that goes into it.
It's a feel good all the way around, really. Thank you so much.
Thank you.